Hello everybody. Let us move to another problem on ratio analysis. Now this problem is a bit different problem from the previous ones that we have solved. In the previous problems, we were given the profit and loss account statement or the balance sheet of a company, and we were supposed to calculate various types of ratios. Now in this problem, we have already been given with some ratios and maybe some values from your balance sheet or profit and loss account statement. And what we have to do is frame a proper balance sheet, or rather complete a balance sheet using the given ratios. So even though this is a bit different one, but comparatively a simpler problem, only thing is you should be very thorough with the formulae of all the ratios. So let us move towards the problem. There is a problem given to us. Assume that a firm has owner's equity of rupees 1 lakh. So what is given to us is the owner's capital, owner's equity, or in other terms equity capital of 1 lakh rupees is given to us. The ratios of the firm are as follows. What all ratios are given to us? We have short-term debt to total debt 0.4, total debt to owner's equity 0.6, fixed assets to owner's equity 0.6, total assets turnover ratio 2 times, inventory turnover ratio 8 times. Now look here, which all are first thing first. What we have to do here is identify those ratios in which we can use the given figure over here. What is the given figure over? It is the owner's equity. So we have to find out which all are the ratios that use owner's equity. So straightforward we can see over here, total debt to owner's equity is 0.6. If you use this 1 lakh over here in place of owner's equity, we can get the value of total debt. Also, fixed assets to owner's equity is given to us 0.6. So if you use this 1 lakh in case of owner's equity in place of owner's equity, we can surely get the value of fixed assets. And similarly, we just have to keep on finding one by one values and fill the balance. So the question is, complete the following balance sheet with the help of the information given. Remember one thing, the format of the balance sheet is given to us, so it becomes very simple. It is very simple, like fill in the blanks. By using the given values and using the given ratios, we just have to find out each element on this format of balance sheet. Let us see how it is done. So the first thing, that is owner's equity. Yes, this is given to us. Also, the ratio of total debt to owner's equity is given to us. So when this ratio is available with us, what we'll do is we'll use the formula of this ratio, total debt to owner's equity. That means total debt upon owner's equity. Now owner's equity is 1 lakh rupees. So it would be total debt upon 1 lakh, that is equal to 0.6. Now to find the value of total debt, we'll have to take this 1 lakh rupees on the other side. And what will happen with that? This division over here will become multiplication on the other side. So it would be total debt is equal to 0.6 multiplied by 1 lakh rupees. Division on one side becomes the multiplication on other side. New denominator on one side, when it changes its side, other side of the equal to sign, it becomes the numerator. So total debt is 0.6 into 1 lakh rupees. So your total debt value becomes 60,000. 1 lakh into 0.6 is 60,000 rupees. We'll fill this. Owner's equity was already there. We'll keep on filling the given format of balance sheet one by one. Owner's equity was 1 lakh. Total debt is 60,000 that we have put it over here. Now let us move to the other ratio. Short-term debt to total debt. Yes, what do we know? It is short-term debt to total debt is 0.4. As now we have just calculated total debt as 60,000 rupees, so we can easily calculate the short-term debt. The formula of this ratio would be short-term debt upon total debt is equal to 0.4. Again the 60,000 will move to the other side, resulting into short-term debt is equal to 60,000 into 0.4. 60,000 over here was denominator, it moved to the other side and became numerator. So short-term debt is 60,000 into 0.4, that comes down to 24,000. We'll put this value of short-term debt again in the balance sheet in place of short-term debt as 24,000 rupees. So we are filling one by one. Next ratio, Total debt, what do we know? Total debt is nothing but short-term debt plus long-term debt. We know total debt is 60,000, short-term debt is 24,000. So what would be long-term debt? 60,000 is equal to 24,000 plus long-term debt. So when you deduct 24,000 from 60,000, you get long-term debt is 36,000. We'll fill it over here. So now because this is 24,000, 36,000, so the total is 60,000. Owner's equity is 1 lakh. So what would be our total liabilities? It will become 1,60,000. The next ratio, fixed. So we are done with the liability side. Now moving towards assets side. Fixed assets to owner's equity ratio is 0.6 again. We know owner's equity is 1 lakh. So fixed assets would be 0.6 into 1 lakh. Like we have done it for the total debt. Same thing is to be done over here for the fixed assets. So 0.6 into 1 lakh becomes fixed assets as 60,000. Putting it in the balance sheet, we get 60,000 fixed assets. Moving ahead, total assets to, we know that yes, total assets is equal to total liabilities. Now we have already calculated total liabilities as 1,60,000. So what would be the total assets? Again, it would be total of liabilities. Equity capital plus long-term debt plus short-term debt. In all, you will get 1 lakh plus 36,000 plus 24,000. That's 1,60,000. So your total liabilities is 1,60,000. What would be total assets? It again would be 1,60,000 rupees. Next ratio is given to us as total assets turnover ratio. That is given as 2 times. Now remember one thing everybody, whenever we are calculating turnover ratio, usually the numerator is sales figure. So it is total assets turnover ratio, it should be sales upon total assets. But whenever sales figures are not given to us or sales figures are not available or there is no other way to find out the sales figures, what is done is cost of goods sold is considered in place of sales. So we'll have COGS upon total assets. So 2 is equal to COGS and we know what is total assets. It is 1,60,000. We have just calculated that. So multiplying this 1,60,000 on the other side, we get cost of goods sold is equal to 3,20,000 rupees. Why have we calculated cost of goods sold? Because we'll need it in the next ratio for calculation of inventory. So cost of goods sold is 3,20,000 rupees. Here, say why see the explanation as well as given. Your sales related information is not available. So cost of goods sold is considered as numerator instead of sales. Very clearly you have to mention this. Remember, only assuming and solving this is not important. But when you will write this answer, you have to mention this note. Now, inventory turnover ratio. The formula is cost of goods sold upon average inventory. We have just now calculated cost of goods sold. That's 3,20,000. So 8, which is the given value, is equal to 3,20,000 upon average inventory. So the value of average inventory would be 3,20,000 upon 8 is equal to average inventory. Now, since there is no opening inventory or closing inventory given to us, so we'll consider average inventory itself as the closing inventory and fill it in place of in the balance sheet. So we get inventory value as 40,000. 3,20,000 upon 8 is 40,000. Place it in place of the average inventory. Now moving ahead, we know total assets is cash plus inventory plus fixed assets. There are only 3 elements. We know total assets is 1,60,000. Cash has to be found out. Inventory 40,000. Fixed assets 60,000. So 40 plus 60 is 1 lakh. You take this on the other side. You'll get 1,60,000 minus 1 lakh. So cash becomes 60,000. So we have got cash as well as 60,000. Cash is 60,000, inventory is 40,000. So your total current assets will also become 1 lakh rupees. Fixed assets are 60,000. So you have 1,60,000. And so your balance sheet is complete and it is tallied as well. We have calculated short-term debt as 24,000, long-term debt 36. Total becomes 60,000. Owner's equity is 1 lakh. So total liabilities is 1,60,000. On asset side, cash 60,000, inventory 40,000. So total current assets is 1 lakh rupees. Fixed assets was 60,000. So total assets become 1,60,000 rupees. This is how we need to solve such type of problems. Remember, though these problems look a bit difficult, but they are comparatively simpler. Only thing you need to know is the proper ratios, the formulae of all the ratios. If you are thorough with those, you can easily solve such types of problems. Yes, thank you.